AITAH for leaving my date alone and drunk in a bar. I, 25M, matched with a woman, 25F, and we made plans to meet for food and drinks. We agreed to Uber to the restaurant about 630. When I arrived, she was already at the bar drinking. We then got a table. About an hour in, she seemed a little drunk, but I didn't mind. We were having fun, but she didn't seem interested in eating. Finally, I just ordered a few appetizers because I was starving. When the food came, she ate like 3 bites. I suggested she order something else, but she told me she doesn't get hungry when she's drinking. She was drinking quite a lot, and eventually, I noticed a slight slur in her speech, so I decided it was time to call it a night. I paid the check and offered to share an Uber with her and drop her off on the way. She asked me if we could go across the street to another bar for one more. I agreed because I did feel a connection with her, but I made it clear that I really had to go home soon because I have work early in the morning. She agreed that we would go home after one more. We get to the bar and she ordered a double Jack and Coke, as well as a shot for each of us. After we took the shot and finished one drink each, I told her I was calling the Uber, and once again offered her a ride. She tried to get me to stay for another, but I nicely declined and told her I'd like to see her again another time. I meant it. This is when things went bad. I guess that last drink and shot really did her in because she was starting to get loud and obnoxious. I tried multiple times to nicely tell her we should leave, but she kept flirtatiously saying things like, "Are you trying to take advantage of me? I'm not that kind of girl." I even offered to order her own Uber home, separate from mine, but she told me she wasn't ready to go home yet. She then told me that if I stayed for one more, she'd come back to my place with me. I said no thank you. I asked if there was anyone I could call to pick her up, but she said no. When my Uber arrived, I offered one more time to take her home and she still refused. But this time she seemed pissed and told me to stop telling her what to do. She also called me a pussy. People were starting to stare. The last thing I wanted was to make a scene. Finally, I just walked out and left her there. By this time, it was 11 p.m., which is a little late for me because I wake up at 5 for work. She was blowing up my phone for over an hour and cursing me out for leaving. I ended up blocking her and going to sleep. The next day, I woke up to 9 messages from her on Facebook Messenger. She had found my profile and called me every name in the book because I abandoned her at a bar. I ignored the name calling and asked if she got home okay. She hasn't responded. I'm struggling a little because normally, I'd never do this to a woman. I have 2 sisters and I'd hate for a guy to just leave them alone if they were that drunk. But at the same time, I don't think it's my responsibility to force her to leave. I tried multiple times and she refused. AITAH,